Good morning, everybody.
Good
Happy
morning.
Tuesday. Your eyes are not deceiving you. We are live from Transform 2025. It is the HR Morning Show. I have Joel.
What's up,
I have
guys?
Danielle.
Hello.
It's weird that we have to do this, right?
It's very weird.
We have
I
to
don't
talk
like it.
closer to it.
I think no.
Why?
I think you guys need to give me some personal space, okay?
It's a
I'm
Gen
not
Z
used
thing.
to this like in-person thing. I need some space from you.
It's a Gen Z thing.
She said that she needed some space rest. Well, good morning, everybody. We are live from the beautiful Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Transform 2025. This is a Purple Acorn HR Morning
Purple
Show.
Acorn.
We are not just pretty faces here. We are a podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. You know where to find us. Guys, how was night one? Let's start with Danielle. Danielle, I'm going to hand it to you. Tell us about your night.
Okay, I'm taking it. So my night started. Well, we had the kickoff party, of course, the welcoming reception, which I attended. I had a few glasses of social lubricant, and then I headed off to the Smart Recruiters party, which we had a poker game.
Oh.
And
Who won that?
to be honest, Mike Staffy. I'm not happy about
Shout
it.
out to ERIN.
I went all in at a certain point because I had somewhere else to be.
Whoa,
And
so you threw the
Somewhere else to be.
I threw the game. I threw the game because it wasn't my money anyway. We were all playing
money.
with house money, and it was honestly really nice practice for me. I don't gamble.
It's
a
very
lot.
Gen Z to lose your money that's not yours.
It's like, I don't feel like playing anymore, so I'm just going to lose. That's a defeatist attitude,
I
Danielle.
thought I had the hand, but apparently I didn't.
Well, this is exciting because we have not had the whole crew together.
When was the first time when we had TA
Well,
Week?
TA Week, but Danielle was not with us. It was
Yeah.
just
So
Serge.
this is the first all of us live.
All of us show.
Guys, this is the Super Bowl. If you guys are not familiar with Transform, this is the Super Bowl of all TA and HR tech events. Absolutely love it. Let's well, we're not going to go to event roundup. Yeah, we are going to talk about what we're doing today. Guess what? It's time for headlines. Who's leading headlines? We are back with headlines, and it's weird to do this, guys, because normally I have the screen in front of me. And we first of all, we have a special guest here. John, what's happening, man?
How are you? Great to be here.
Quick introduction. Tell us who you are and what you do best.
I am John Vlastelica. I lead a consulting and training firm called Recruiting Toolbox, and we get hired by companies like Walmart and Google and Coca-Cola and Siemens and all kinds of interesting companies to help them improve talent acquisition. So we do a lot of training, a lot of consulting work. I'm a former head of TA, so I bring a kind of no bullshit approach to consulting and training.
Practitioner and leadership,
Yes.
all in one package.
All in one package.
All right, before we get into the headline, if someone's first conference here in Vegas, what's a pro tip for surviving a Las Vegas conference?
Surviving a Las Vegas conference. Hydration and sleep are, hydration for sure. Sleep is question mark, right?
Yeah.
You gotta go all in on Vegas. Spend your time, especially if you're younger than me. Like, don't worry about sleep. You'll get it later. Get on the flight home.
Get sleep on the plane. So let's get into
Yeah.
headlines here. Today we're talking about Chipotle introduces a new AI hiring platform to support its accelerated growth.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Paradox. I think they hired Paradox to do their recruiting and
Yeah.
AI function.
Let's get into it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, so what's interesting to me is there's a show in the U.S. called CNBC. Jim Cramer has a show, right?
And always bet against Jim Cramer. If he says something, he's down on Bitcoin, I go up on Bitcoin.
You go, okay, great. Good to know. It was interesting. I have never in my life seen a CEO go on a show like that talking about earnings and growth and talk about HR tech.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And when I saw the clip, I was like, holy shit, this is really different.
What's happening?
I mean, so I've been saying for years, you guys said I could use authentic language, but I've been saying for years, like, I am so excited to be alive when we're getting something that's not just a less shitty ATS.
Yep.
We're not getting a less shitty ATS.
Let's
And I'm
rehaul
not
the
talking
whole
about
thing.
Paradox is awesome, but I'm not talking about Paradox specifically. I mean, just you look around and there's so many things that feel like they're transformative. Like, these are going to be game changers for the way we think about talent. And so what was exciting to me and interesting and made it newsworthy was, when Chipotle, over 100,000 employees,
In what
incredibly
timeframe was this,
successful. This was just recently, last couple months.
But 100,000 employees. How long did they have to hire those?
No, that's how many employees they have. Employees.
Okay.
I don't know how hires turnover is
It's a
very
huge- I
high.
mean,
in-
it's a huge
in
company,
retail.
yeah.
But my point is, we're at the point now where companies are talking about HR tech in a strategic way. And in fact, when Jim Cramer was asking the CEO a little bit about how they were going to achieve some of their growth plans, he was bringing this up as an enabler. And never in my lifetime have I heard HR tech being talked about as a strategic level thing by a CEO. And I'm just super psyched about it. That's why I thought it was a worthy headline to maybe talk about.
I think retail is like a whole other beast. My parents actually have a retail business in indoor go-karting. Go check out RPM Raceway.
Never been invited.
Next show, live on go-karts.
They're currently building the longest track in Farmingdale, Long Island.
All right.
That is
once it opens, we will go. It's almost open. Okay, anyway, so my point being that I'm very familiar with the high turnover problem.
Yeah.
Right. And so with something like integrating more AI, my background, if you don't know, is in HR recruiting in terms of I worked at Wade and Wendy. And Wade and Wendy was talking about this whole thing. Shout out Drew Austin. We love you. That whole thing, we were talking about AI and recruiting from the outset when it was like not hot, when it wasn't a hot topic. And so now fast forward 5 years, it's also a very full circle moment for me to see them actually talk, having these conversations.
Right. And it's so interesting because there's been a lot of machine learning and AI in like the sourcing world, how to find the talent. And now we're seeing things that are actually candidate facing, where candidates get to experience a better candidate experience, a quicker kind of time to fill from the candidate perspective. And that's really been talked about a lot, but I haven't seen it executed. Time to fill, even in fast moving retail jobs, can take 10, 15 days.
Yeah.
And you have tools like Paradox where people are talking about, FedEx hired 300,000 people without a human. Their time to fill is under an hour.
Yeah, how crucial with
that's insane. When you think about running a business, you think about the cost of an open job. Like we're doing the business kind of case stuff in a way that's never been done. There's an incredible financial impact when you have a store, like maybe your parents, you have someone that calls in sick or is not there, or you have a job that's been open for 10 days. That costs you actual money.
Yeah.
And that's not
what's your key? If you're doing high volume, right?
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands.
Yeah.
What is the key? Is it speed? Is it transparency? Is it the candidate experience? Like what's the key to executing on that?
So I got to be honest. I worked in hourly jobs when I was a kid, but I've been doing salaried big jobs, big companies lately. I would say one of the things that I find really interesting is there's this incredible connection between speed and quality. So if you want the best hourly talent, you got to go fast. I lose my job on a Thursday. I got to be working on Monday. Yeah. I'm going to miss out on all that talent that needs to get going right away. I got a paycheck I got to get to. If I'm taking 15 days to hire someone into a $15 an hour job, I am missing out on a lot of talent because typical hourly folks are applying to 12, 15, 20 jobs at a time.
Speed to market.
And so speed is always important. But if you want quality, you got to be able to move quickly. And people don't always make that connection. And that's one of the things that I find really interesting about the technology that we have is there's this big, I think we're over-indexing on efficiency a little bit. I think we got to make sure we keep quality top of mind too. But there's a relationship between speed and quality that I don't think is talked about enough.
So John, one closing thought here. We're keeping the show rocking and rolling today. Hot or not? Are you hot or not on AI right now?
Super hot.
Okay. What's the hottest thing for you right now?
I think the thing I'm most excited about is a future where we are not living inside of a system, but we have a conversational AI interface. There's a lot of cool tech, hard to drive adoption. The more it feels like I'm just having a conversation I'm on in WhatsApp and Slack and whatever, and the less I'm logging into a system, the more I can just say, I want to understand my funnel better in recruiting, and I'm not having to go figure out how to run a report or do Power BI or some tool. I can just ask a conversational question and get a result.
Love it.
I am dying for that to be on everyone's desktop.
Awesome.
It is not there yet, but I'm super psyched about that.
Love it. John, where can folks find you? Where can they connect? Where can they learn more?
RecruitingToolbox.com. I'm on LinkedIn. John Vlastelica. Would love to connect with anyone that's interested in talent stuff. I write a lot for LinkedIn's talent blog. I do podcasts and other things. Really appreciate the opportunity to kind of hang out with you guys.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Awesome. Thanks.
We are rock and roll. We are live from Transform 2025. Who do we have next? Come on, knock on our door. We've been waiting. Danielle, take it away.
Guys,
Thank you.
I used to be an a cappella person. So here we are. Kyle, do you have a singing background?
Professional, no. Good, also no.
No. Tasteful, yes.
Enthusiastic, also no.
Well, I love it.
But I did hear a lot of yelling over here, so I thought I would see what was going on.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm caught in the middle now.
It's always Adam.
Why?
He's the yeller. I'm
Why are
sorry.
you angry?
He's the
I'm just a
yodeler.
loud, rambunctious New Yorker. I'm not
Rambunctious.
going to apologize for that.
Don't
Don't
apologize
get
for
too
being
nice
who
about
you
it.
are.
Sorry about that.
Kyle, how you doing?
I'm thrilled. I'm having a blast.
tell
I'm
the
in Las
people-
Vegas. I don't get to come here
Tell the
often.
people what
That's a
you're
lie.
thrilled about.
Being in Las Vegas. Just kidding.
I
I'm
love
here
it.
like 17 times a year. This is the only place where everybody has a conference,
Why don't we
but
buy a house and just like Airbnb?
you know, that's not a bad
Truly.
idea,
It could be a
Adam.
content
What's your
house.
best spot in Vegas?
I actually do really like the Wynn. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Really nice. I never get to choose. You know, I
Yeah.
always stay
We should
wherever they
vote.
put you.
We should
Yeah.
vote. We should truly vote.
Um,
Well, Kyle, tell us a little bit more about what you're here doing. You're on a
Yeah.
panel, I hear.
yeah, I am.
What are you up to?
So I launched my human-centric AI council here yesterday, which is really exciting. Transformers, one of my underwriters. Thanks, besties. Yeah, so you all know AI is literally everywhere, but there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of buzz. I don't know about you, but a lot of like the TA and HR leaders that I know, they have a lot more questions than they have answers.
Yeah.
And as my job as an industry analyst, I'm tracking like how is transformation actually occurring, like what is really actually happening in the space. And I'm seeing a lot more folks that are getting slowed down, bogged down with more questions and more concerns. Every AI project is under intense scrutiny right now, right?
Wow.
And so I was like, wait a second. I know a lot of really smart people who do know what they're doing, who do have experience in actually driving transformation projects. I should bring them together. And so we can share some best practices together and some answers together for our colleagues and help them to navigate this next wave.
Right.
So that's what I'm working on. That's what we
Okay.
did. Yeah,
So
we
what's
had
the
like
plan?
30
Is it-
people yesterday
Yeah.
in a tiny
30
room. It was
people.
real. Yeah.
Intimate.
It was, you
I love
know,
that.
but that's how we roll.
And so the people that you're inviting, are they practitioners?
Exactly. They
they're-
are all
they're
practitioners.
all practitioners.
Yeah. And that's, I think,
No
one of the
trainers.
trainers. What do you mean?
Well, like people who are hands-on doing the work.
Yeah. I mean, because I think that anybody who has led transformation has had to train, you know, and who has that you have to have a lot of different disciplines, but they're all practitioners. And I think that's the big thing that's been missing from AI best practices in the space. Is
Too many tech people.
Exactly.
Not enough practitioners.
Yeah. So Adam, you're spot on. There's way too many like ideas coming from tech and not enough coming from the practitioner side. And there's like, I'm not demonizing tech. They are also our underwriters. They're my besties too. But I think that like y'all do the work. You're in like, you know, on that front line. Like the thought leadership that comes out that is driving leads and driving brand and the thought leadership that you actually need on the ground is very different.
The thought leadership should be driven by customers and AKA practitioners who are actually needing to use the tech to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And if you're not
You should
talking
be an analyst.
to them,
You know. Oh my God.
hey,
Yeah.
if you're not talking to them on a daily basis, like what are you doing?
Exactly.
You know?
So we have like 30 people. They're all executives in HR and talent acquisition. We are 63% women, by the way, which I love.
Love that.
I know. I
We're
mean, honestly, especially like there's a whole like women in HR tech sub event at HR Tech Conference because like there were not enough women on the stage like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They are absolutely running shit now, which I'm really excited about.
So that means that in 10 years, the Gen Zers will be running shit.
Maybe.
Because they're not running shit now.
Maybe if the boomers are ever done, you know, the boomers might still be here.
I hope, please, for the sake of all of us. No, I'm kidding. They'll be fractional.
Fractional,
The boomers
sure,
will be fractional
sure.
Until they die.
No, they're going to be uploading their conscious into the bots,
Oh,
and then
no.
the bots are still going to be
Kyle,
boomers.
Why are you saying this? Okay, what else is on your
It's
radar
okay.
for the rest of Transform besides you're doing a panel, correct?
Yeah. No, I'm actually
Oh,
going
you're
to.
not.
So I do research for a living. I'm presenting my research on how to evaluate AI. You know, I don't. Please. See, this was the yelling I was talking about.
What's the use
I had a
case
lot of coffee this morning.
No, I haven't had any.
with AI and recruiting? What is the use case that you're most excited about? 'Cause I feel like there's always a lot of talk about so many use cases. But like, what have you seen? What are people excited about?
AI interview.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know Code Signal. They have for a long time they've been like a tech recruiting solution. You know, like screen and assess tech talent. Well, they have created like a AI interview interface where it is role playing. You have trained trained these different AIs.
The interviewer or the candidate?
I like role play.
the candidate. So do you know, like, you guys, you
don't
run
like
role play, like, you know, like, all right, well, pretend I am like, you know, I pretend. I'm sure you role play. That's where babies come from. No, but so you know, when you're doing like late stage interview, you're like, all right, well, talk to me like I am like procurement,
Right.
and I'm really giving you a lot of guff, like you're a salesperson. I'm giving you a lot of grief on this contract, and I want you to walk me through it. You need to overcome these three things. You're gonna try your best, but it's gonna be real weird because you know Joel is actually a recruiter,
Right.
and he's gonna like. You know, even if you are an incredible actor, it's still going to be weird, right?
Joel's a mediocre actor at best.
Well,
Mediocre recruiter.
you heard it
I'm
here,
an
folks.
okay-ish recruiter.
No, but so you can train an AI to actually play the role effectively, to where it doesn't know it's playing a role.
That's
It is
very
that thing.
cool. I'm excited.
And you can and so it's
I'm ready.
transcribing the conversation. It's looking to see how you overcome the set objections that you have told it to create.
That's wild.
Yeah, and you have a transcript, and you can look at it with the candidate. You can give them feedback and be
I
like,
need
you
that
know,
for my
Joel,
daily
you
life.
honestly, you
How do I
slipped
talk to
up,
my
bro. Like
parents?
you didn't get there. But I think if you had just done something different here, it would have worked. Like, so it's brilliant. It's so
That's a
cool. You know,
Well,
I think it's
Kyle,
really cool.
Thank you so much for joining us here. You're
Yeah.
amazing.
I love it.
can't
We're
wait
hitting
to
the
hear
wrap
more
up
about
call.
this AI
What?
council.
Wrap.
Stay
Oh
tuned
my god!
and get out of here.
Look at you gay bashing me. I'm out of here.
Only on the HR morning show.
Oh, Kyle, we love you.
There we go.
It's falling all over the place.
All right, guys, it's time for event roundup. Let's go.
All right, we got the event.
We need a screen time.
All right,
there.
we are good to go. So we
What are we talking
obviously we're at Transform.
Wait, we have an event we're actually rounding up. At the event, we're rounding up.
That's so mad.
We're rounding up Transform right now.
Let's round
It's
it up.
over.
Hit it. Let's
was
go.
Awesome. We're all going to be speaking. So Danielle,
What time? Where at? What are you talking about?
Well, actually, very soon, just 50-something minutes until I take the stage talking about how to adapt to a Gen Z-led future. That's
Shocker,
right,
you're talking about
folks.
Gen Z?
Gen Z.
Wait,
is
Gen Z, you're
not-
talking about Gen Z?
Gen Z is no longer 12 years old.
I
Contrary
believe
to
that
what
Gen
you
Z
believe,
is our future.
I
I believe the
that
children
you
are our
correct.
future, and that's Gen Z.
Gen Alpha.
So we're talking
I'm
about Gen
Zennial.
Z. I'm talking on a panel with 2BTV, SVP of People, and also from Handshake.
Yes.
So very exciting, and Kyle Forster from Deloitte. So it's gonna be fun. What about you?
You go.
all right, I will go. I get to speak twice. So I'm speaking on
Two for Tuesday with Joel.
Yeah, so lean teams with AI and creative hiring. So we're going to be talking about kind of what we just talked about, practical use cases for talent teams. This is not going to be fluff. It's not going to be graphs people don't understand. It's like, how are people actually using AI? How are they doing things better in recruitment? And then we're talking about like lean talent strategies. I'm big on content, so we're going to talk about how can you engage your team? How can you make them influencers to attract talent? And then in the afternoon, I am with Jessica Winder, and we're going to be talking about
She's
we're
awesome.
going to be talking about personal branding. Now, what's really cool is I had Jessica on my podcast 2 years ago, so we're going to be talking about it. She's got a lot to bring.
Full circle moment.
Adam, my man,
Yeah.
what are you blowing people's minds with?
After this, we are heading over to the one and only Greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
I have 10 interviews today. I have the gauntlet coming up.
Just 10.
An incredible range of executives, thought leaders, and real experts in the space. We're going to be talking all things TA and HR tech. And then tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the expo stage over here, I'm going to be talking about elevating and future-proofing your candidate experience. I have Corey Farrell from Okta, and I have Ariana Moon, head of TA over at Greenhouse. That's at 11 a.m. on the expo stage. And then I am bringing it home with 8 more interviews tomorrow. So we have a total of 18 interviews on the podcast. It is on.
He's a pro. I mean, I did 6 one time and I was burned out. I can't imagine 10 and then 8.
Stamina, baby. Stamina.
Was that right math?
Joel will get you there. We're
All right.
a little bit later. So that's the event roundup. When we're back next week, we will keep it going. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming up this spring, and we'll talk about it next week. Did I miss anything?
I love it.
What
We're
do we got
good.
next?
Moving on.
It's time for
the weather.
No, it's synchronized.
I need a bathroom.
All right, good. Yeah, no, I did not.
Wait,
Let's talk about that first.
We're talking about how you didn't check the actual weather report.
No, let's talk about
So
that.
you're a weatherman in title, but not in
I
practice.
almost
Yeah,
brought
I-
shorts with me, sir.
I almost brought a
almost,
bathing
uh,
suit.
So it's been 53 degrees. That is actually
Wisconsin, baby.
that's
Wisconsin
Wisconsin.
We're gonna
That's
keep the New
Canada. I
Yorkers
feel
and
like
whatever the hell you guys live over
so.
there.
I was
Like, us
extremely
New Yorkers
wrong
are like, we
on
don't
that
care where
end.
they live. Like,
But all right. So in the weather today, I do want to bring up a completely different topic. I want to talk about employer brand. Here's my love it. Let me cover this. I don't think employer brand exists anymore. I think we have to get rid of it. Corporate brand is where it's at. And what I mean by that,
what do you mean, Serge?
so if you have a bad experience buying something, right?
Yeah.
You're probably not going to apply for a job at that particular company. If you have a bad experience getting hired, going through the interview process, you're probably never going to buy anything. So I think they're directly correlated. And what's happened over the years, we have spent so much time talking about employer brand, and employers have just basically been putting messages out there. And when I say message, it's corporate BS. We are a great place to work because
love
of
that
this,
stuff.
this, and this. I know you do. And it's not working anymore. So, what I want us all to do when we're talking to anyone here, don't talk about employer brand. Talk about your B2B corporate brands because that
What about
is
employer
your
reputation?
employer brand. That all goes into it, right?
Right.
Your employer reputation is going to have an impact on will people want to buy from you, and this covers every generation because if your messaging as a corporate brand is not geared towards say Gen Z, probably Gen Z is not going to buy from you, and
Gen Z is also not going to work for you,
Gen Z's not going to work in
Exactly.
general.
Gen Z doesn't work.
guys.
Gen Z works. Look, she's
Bring
working
some
right here.
conflict here on the
I'm
HR morning
working
show.
so hard.
No, she's one of the hardest
Ooh.
working.
Yeah.
She's one of the hardest.
I woke up at 7:15. That's like really early.
Wow.
Regardless of generation, you are a hard worker. Yes, I give it to you.
Yeah, I think to your point, this is short term, right? Because companies always thinking short term.
Yeah.
I think with the employer brand, you can't on your website say we have the greatest place to work and all these like fluffy type things, and then people don't have that experience. That's ruining it.
Yeah.
And I think you got to view every marketing, branding, recruitment,
It all goes
sales.
together.
It's all the same thing.
All right, I
It's
got to
not
give a little bit hot take.
Okay.
Listen,
Hot take.
I believe that the future of sales, the future of employer brand likely is wrapped up in this role called the XIR. And shout out to Janine Sua because
Tell me
she's
more.
going hard talking about the expert in residence, which essentially bridges content, which is very important for getting your messaging out, community, which is very important for providing value and therefore getting clients,
Yes.
and content, community,
And what's a C? It got to be a third C.
and
Culture.
well, I would say like
Community.
quality product marketing type of function. So you're essentially telling a consistent story across the brand, and you have your employees bought in
Yeah.
because they hopefully have a fantastic culture that you love working at, and it's just a consistent story.
To exactly that point, I think one of the things that we have to remember, if we're not treating our employees right, they're the front line. They're the employer brand. Everyone has an employer brand. Everyone. It's just it's the perception of what people feel about your company or working there. Everyone
Whether or
has
not
one.
You're in control of it is the question.
You need to control the
Exactly.
narrative, and I'm going to tell you another little thing. Let's take it a little one step further, in a tactful way. Your recruiters are your first touch point in employer branding with any potential new employee coming through the candidate experience.
Yeah.
Your recruiters must know the brand story inside and out, the compelling parts of it, be able to counter when a candidate has something negative to say,
Yeah.
and be able to stay productive.
Something they maybe read online about your company. Be ready and willing to go to bat for this organization, and address the things that might not be perfect.
Not everything's pretty.
Yeah.
Not everything's pretty.
That is what I think the biggest challenge is. Big
Don't
brands.
sell the perfect.
Serge, I'm curious with that. Like the not perfect part of your business. How do you integrate that in your?
How do you
content
position
strategy?
it?
Because a lot of people say that, like, hey, it shouldn't be just like, hey, we're the best place to work, blah,
No,
blah, blah.
no.
But, like, how do you show them, like, the actual reality? Thoughts on that?
Well, okay. I do want to point this. I think that's a really good point. I think brands have not been sharing the things that are maybe not as good. it's not all about getting employees to opt in, it's getting them to opt out. Potential applicants that are looking at your jobs, if you are telling the truth, they're going to opt out, and that's a good thing, right? Like there's too many
It's
times.
okay to opt out, to have candidates opt out.
It's
Have people be
exactly, you're
scared of
qualifying
certain
them.
problems, but the right person isn't going to be afraid to address a specific challenge.
No,
And it's all about
exactly.
the story you tell. And like, I think this is something that relates to also personal branding. It's like, don't sell what's like a perfect life, because life isn't perfect.
No.
And so it's so much more about, authenticity, whatever. But it's really about what's the journey you're bringing people on. It's like, okay, I'm here in life. I'd like to be at this point, and this is the journey I'm on, and this is how I'm progressing. And I think companies should take a similar approach when it comes to their culture.
It's Instagram versus reality, which a lot of companies have done.
Well, Instagram versus
is
let's
great.
talk about social for let's pivot for a second here. How can, and specifically with Gen Zs and millennials, how could companies utilize social media to portray their brand in a realistic, authentic, true
Look,
light?
Give your employees a tool like this. It's called a camera. Have them create some footage. Have them just be real. Obviously, you get your editing team, your marketing team in there.
Or Joel.
But it's like you hired people, right? That they went through your interview process. So if you're hiring people you don't trust to hold a camera and make content, then you got a bigger issue. It's like who you know.
Find your
Yeah, but-
ambassadors. Send them with a camera to conferences and have them
This is a
document the
camera
day in
too,
their
right?
life.
Yeah, well, I
really
think
not that
I think that's a good point, but I think a lot of companies are scared of that, right? Like there's your
Then your company has a bigger problem if you're scared of your employees posting
Well,
content about your company.
I completely agree.
Up-and-coming companies, this is a big advantage
Yeah.
for them. Bigger companies, it can be a challenge, but you have bigger team. Support your team. Give them the training. Encourage them. Find who the people are that want to do it.
Yeah.
Don't stifle. Support. And it's like you're going to be involved
In the
in
words of
process.
LL, doing it well.
Can I leave it on this point, right?
Please.
So when we talk about employer branding, we think about fancy copywriting, like words that are on your job ads. If you really want to do employer branding right, do onboarding right. Because if you do onboarding, that experience is going to tell that candidate, their friends, more about the experience of working in that company than anything that you write on a job ad. Just be realistic with a job ad. We've gone too far with the fluff. That's it.
Love it.
So
No more
onboarding
Too
is
far
critical
with
in
the
your
fluff.
employer. Fluff out.
2025 is a year we're gonna
You
kick
always
the
wanted to
fluff
be a
out.
fluffer.
We're gonna kick the fluff out.
Fluff out. The weather's
No more
hot.
fluff head.
The weather's hot in Vegas at Transform 2025.
That's right, Serge.
Serge, let's go.
The weather's mid in Vegas.
Well, I don't plan on going outside for the next 2 days, so
Yeah, you're
All right,
the win.
Serge, thanks so much for joining us. and
Yeah, you're a
bringing
It's
legend.
so good to hang
More
out.
accurate
You guys all look
weather.
great. Actually, the best looking person is Danielle. I never
Of
realized
course.
Amen,
that
amen.
She outshines the two other hosts.
Yeah, it's like we're the bland. Yeah, we're the employer bland.
and that's Serge with the Canadian
Employer
creepiness.
brand.
Thank you, Serge. We appreciate you.
All right, man. We love
Serge
you.
Bordeaux in the house.
Serge,
Our
Serge,
weatherman.
Serge.
We love him. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's
What do we
go.
have next? It's time for the Global Report with Elaine Bailey.
It's just like we're mic sharing.
It's good.
I
It's
know.
good.
It's good. It's good.
Are we
I'll
on?
share
Are
mic
we
with
graphic
you. We're all
out?
Good.
We are live. We are live.
Oh.
Elaine, hi.
Hi. How are you?
We're joined by Elaine
I'm a
Bailey
real
from
human being.
Smart Recruiters in the house, and this is a Global Report. So, Elaine, typically I have the Global Report in front of me.
Yeah.
I spend about 30 seconds beforehand reviewing it before you and I
Yeah.
chat. So today we're just going to wing it. What is hot today, Elaine Bailey?
Poker.
Poker's hot.
What happened
Poker's
last
hot.
night? Let's
Staffy's
talk.
hot.
Let's talk. Mike Staffy is so hot right now.
Oh, seriously.
Especially that outfit last
Yeah.
night.
It was amazing last
scary.
night. It was so much
It
fun.
was actually was a lot of fun.
That was
We
a
did have
vibe.
A lot of fun.
That was a vibe.
So I learned a couple things. One, I was going to prepare ahead of time, and learn how to.
What
play
kind of
poker.
preparation?
I was gonna watch some YouTube videos.
Okay,
I was
alright,
gonna get and then as with normal things, I didn't get there. So I thought I'll watch a couple TikToks. 'Cause
Alright,
shorter
alright.
form.
Did you watch Joel's TikToks?
I did watch Joel's TikTok. So I got
Who
distracted
doesn't?
by Joel's TikTok. Didn't find out. So I'm walking into the poker thing, and Amanda, who works with me, she goes, "It's cool. It's just like Yahtzee." And I went, "Oh, I know Yahtzee."
All right.
It was not like Yahtzee.
How is
Yeah.
poker like Yahtzee? Please
I
I
elaborate.
don't even know Yahtzee.
It's an
not.
American thing.
You don't know Yahtzee?
Because
No.
it's about like
No, I mean
How
I grew up
many
in the UK, so
pairs
maybe
and
it's not as big in
things?
the UK, but Maybe I didn't have a good childhood with
There
games.
must, there's another name for it. There's got to be. I'm
Like
gonna
Yahtzee or gin.
gin.
a
Yeah.
little bit. Gin rummy.
Gin
a little
rummy.
bit.
So
Yeah.
let's hit the rewind button here.
Okay.
Do we play the clip yet from last time? We did that already, right? Okay. Yeah. So Mike Staffy is a undercover. He's not even undercover, man. That guy's a poker shark. But we also have another one, Jesse Tinsley. Apparently, Jesse Tinsley was on the WSOP tour,
Yeah.
and I took Jesse out last night. Which was awesome.
That's a moment.
You
You
saw
did.
that.
I did.
I didn't plan
did.
on it, but I did. I am not a good poker player, but I made it to
You
the
were
second
in for a
table.
long time.
I won 2 hands that I probably shouldn't have. It's called
Yeah.
beginner schmuck. That's how we do it.
Okay. Well, I didn't even see when you went out.
I went out first round. I
First
just
round. You
didn't
just
have
went
the
off.
cards. I went in
Danielle
a couple times.
Gen Z'd out.
I
You
did.
did?
I pieced out.
You
She went
just-
all in on it.
I went all in. I honestly thought I could have won it, and if I had, I would have stayed, but I didn't. It was like the
You did.
difference of like
I
one
would've,
card.
but I
Someone had
didn't,
higher cards than me,
so-
and
Yeah.
I had
okay.
3 6s. I had 3. That's pretty.
That's
good.
called triple six.
That's 3 of a kind. Isn't
Triple
that
six,
like
someone else had a 6?
I get
Those
it.
are the devil's hand.
You-
Triple six on the
using
AJ.
my
I think I had an
my
8.
Yahtzee analogy? 3 of a kind is worth more than 2 of a kind.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know.
I am going to file a complaint with the complaint department
Oh,
about those hats. Those hats are really tight, and I had a line on my
they
head for like
so
4
were.
hours.
Okay, they really were. I have a feeling. I don't know how this might happen, but I have a
Got kid
feeling
sizes.
we might. Yes, kid sizes
Maybe my
may have
head's
been
too big.
purchased. I
But
don't
do we
know.
get
We'll
kid-size
hold
poker
Evan
hats?
accountable for that later.
White Evan in the house. We got White Evan in the
Evan
house.
White in the house,
White
everybody.
Evan.
Come say hello. Come say
Come
hello.
on. Evan
Guys,
White in the
this
house.
is Evan White, the man responsible. We would not be here without
Purple
him.
Acorn.
Good morning, Transform. You guys
Purple
are too much
Acorn.
fun. Purple Acorn.
Purple Acorn and a purple.
You never know who's
He
going to
has
show
like
up here
a
at
suit
Transform.
for every occasion, doesn't
Well,
he?
hold on, wait. There's one suit that I love that he rocked at Sherm last year. It was shorts at Sherm
No.
last year. The seersucker shorts. I'm going to put that picture up for next week. Remind
Okay.
me.
Yeah, no, not even.
It was,
Don't do it.
in the words of it was amazing.
Amazing. Oh my God.
Do we have a video
Chris.
from the night?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
Do
that
we?
up later. We should
I'm
do
ready
video.
to see it.
Have
All
we
right.
shown? I haven't seen it. That was
Okay,
fine.
let's.
I'll
All right,
see it
we've
later.
talked poker.
Okay.
What's happening in the world of smart recruiters?
So part of what we did with poker was launching this concept of all in for AI. So people who all in, we're listen, we're not
Like
gonna play
Danielle on a
anymore.
crappy poker hand.
Yeah, but still, just put all crappy poker
At
hand,
least I
crappy
went all
tech,
in.
It doesn't really matter. Just go all in. Just
All
go
in.
all in.
All in.
Right? And really, if those people who know, smart recruiters know, one of the things Jerome, who founded the company, really found important was the idea of providing community and education and a place for people to have honest conversations about what it takes to actually achieve hiring success or recruiting success. And we've been on the edges after the last year or so thinking, what does that look like as we move forward, right? What does it look like to have that sort of conversation? What does hiring success look like in the world of AI? I don't think it's the same as what it used to be. So all in for AI for us is really a set of conversations for us to have.
You know what? Instead of talking about it, let's show it.
Yep.
Let's show the video. Awesome.
Sorry,
Amazing.
I got distracted. They're like
Guys,
space people
This
walking
is like
around.
HR Tech Burning Man over here. You
Yeah.
never know what you're gonna see. People
I
are
was
weird.
like,
Astronauts
yeah.
in the house.
Anyway,
Well,
it was
Elaine,
a fun
Elaine, all
night.
right. Pro tip. Number one pro tip for surviving conference.
Number one pro tip for surviving a conference. Know what's important for you to do, like based on what's going to be of value to you, and go ahead and allow yourself to navigate your time that way. I think we think that there's like all these rules, like you're supposed to, make sure you're in the opening session and sit down through all the things, and then go through all the plan. And then, by the way, make sure you go to all the
Scan the QR code.
Oh my God,
codes.
there's extra QR code scanning shit everywhere now. I've learned you can't do that. For me, I know for what I do, it's about conversation and talking to people. And so I roll in. I'm a 10 o'clock roller inner, knowing I'm going to be out and about.
10 a.m. It's also setting those alarms on your phone.
Yeah.
Elaine Bailey, we appreciate you.
Elaine,
we
you're the
appreciate
best.
Smart Recruiters.
You
This
guys
has
are
been the
awesome.
Global
Recruiters.
Report Live. Thank you, Smart Recruiters.
Toodles.
Let's keep it rolling.
Thanks, Lynn.
It's
Thank
time for
you.
sponsors. Guys, all right. Are we rolling the Aaron clip?
All right.
Aaron, have we ever talked about Aaron on the show?
I don't think ever. I don't need what is Erin?
Who's Aaron?
They're a red shoe company.
So Aaron's a red shoe company? They make red shoes? No, what's Aaron, Joel?
Well, their side hustle is employee referrals. They are the #1 employee referral platform. And look, guys, as a recruiter, I cannot tell you how many times I have lost a deal or placement because of an
He's so good at
internal
this.
candidate. Because your best recruiters
Or who?
your employees.
Oh.
Now, I don't think it's going to take my type of recruiting out of business.
Or mine.
But I do think if you don't have a robust system set up, if you don't have it gamified, if you're not incentivizing it, you're missing out. So you got to check out Aaron, #1 platform.
Everyone, check out Aaron. We appreciate
And Mike
Aaron.
Staffy
And,
is a legend.
He's a poker legend.
Poker legend.
Poker legend, Mike Staffy. So,
The biggest
guys,
winner. The biggest winner.
if you're out here at Transform, look for that red shoe crew. They're rocking it. I'm looking around here.
Red
See Lloyd
shoes. I
Lebanon
see
in
some
the
red
house over
shoes.
here.
Red shoe
I
crew.
see Evan White with the red shoes. We got the red shoe crew. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Mike. I'm not taking these shoes off. Not today.
We're in the Nike shoe crew now.
Well, this is, yes.
All right. Thanks, Aaron.
Hi, guys. Thank you, Aaron. We have a caller. No, we don't have a caller. We have a
Call
light.
it. Come on in.
Hi, Adria. Welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Thank you. This is my first show, first
Okay.
podcast. So yeah,
First time at Transform?
second time
Second
actually.
time? Okay.
Yeah, the first. So I founded a company, and the first time I came, I was in the back. I had like a couple flyers.
Yeah, okay.
And nothing else. Like now we have a team funding.
Yeah.
So yeah,
exciting.
It's great to be back.
Well, welcome to the HR Money Show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and your company?
Yeah, what's the
Yeah.
company?
It's called Elaine, and we're an AI co-pilot for financial estate planning.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so we sell as a benefit to employers.
So how did you get into that space?
You know, it was actually a personal experience. My mom passed away while I was in private equity, and it
Sorry to
takes
hear
like, can you guys guess how long it takes to close an estate?
I would think 6 to 9 months.
I'm going to say it could take up to 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, it takes years,
We're off to it.
400 hours,
Wow.
and so we're automating all of that.
So what would be included in an unautomated process?
Everything's manual. So right now you would have to fax, you would have to mail.
Fax.
Yeah, I had to learn how to fax.
I've not heard fax for years.
Yeah,
We need real facts. There's no facts in this industry.
I know. Well, where would you go to fax? Like
Fax machine.
I tried Kinko's. I was like, where? I don't know. Yeah.
So,
Okay,
I mean,
you
this
do
is
fax. What are the types of things you have to do in the process then?
Well, so we just fully digitize it, and it's kind of like Rocket Money, how they
Yeah.
do the subscription cancellation. It's like that. So it's all just on your app, and yeah, you can update your will, beneficiaries.
I mean, we're about to go through the largest transfer of wealth in history, right?
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel like there couldn't have been a better time for you to create this company and go to market with it, because you not only have boomers who are kind of leaving, hopefully in the next 5 years, but you also have the Gen Zs who are financially illiterate. who need help,
Except for you.
except for me, of course. But yeah, no one taught us how to do our taxes.
Yeah, and simple things. They're so complicated. So yeah, just making everything digital.
And so this is a benefit then that employers can
Yes.
offer
Yes.
because
It's an
if
add-on.
your employee gets tragedy happens, it's unexpected.
Yes.
So obviously you've gone through this yourself.
Yes.
That inspired you to be able to create the product.
Totally, because you're doing all of this during the workday, right?
Yeah.
Like banks are only open 9 to 5, so you have to call them. Insurance companies, like all of these things, you do them quietly instead of working. And there's also a stat that almost 50% of people leave after they experience a family member's the loss of a family member. So
You know what? This is critical because, to your point, estate planning, advanced estate planning, you don't have to think about it in that moment. You don't have to think about it during that time. And I remember years ago, and I'll save a little of this when I have you on my show later. Tomorrow, whatever.
we'll see.
When my parents first told me that they bought plots, I was like, why do you have to be so morbid? Why do you have to be so? My mom said to me, she goes, because I don't want you and your brother to have to worry about anything. I want it just taken care of. And I said, thank you. And then when we had our kids, we took care of all that in advance because I never want to put that burden on them. Advanced planning is it's something sucks. You don't want to talk about it. It's morbid, but this is real life, and you have to get ahead of it.
Well, what advice would you give to employers to
Yeah.
even have their employees thinking about this? How do you bring up that conversation? Do you think?
Well, we're framing it as more of like the ultimate act of love for your family, and something that can increase your whole net worth, right? Like, do you guys have wills in place or?
I do.
I
Yeah,
don't.
you do?
I do.
That's great.
I should have. I've
Dude,
got
you have
3
kids.
on the
I'm
side.
serious about you. You should have a will.
What's the average
Of-
age that someone creates a will?
Actually, weirdly, Gen Z is really into creating wills. So yeah, there's been a huge spike there, but typically it's
Why do
when-
you think
Because we
that
have
is?
so much that we own.
Anxiety
so many
or
assets.
worry about the future or something?
maybe, yeah. But usually when people have kids,
We're as a generation, we tend to be more realistic.
We are the realists here, so
exposed to more.
we would love to talk more. We're going to continue this conversation on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Amazing.
There's a shameless plug. So where can folks find you? Where can they connect? Where can they learn more?
We are at Kiosk 13.
Lucky 13.
Kiosk 13.
Yes, Kiosk 13. We're doing a raffle.
And if they're
Are
not
you raffling
here, where
off
can they
like
find it?
death benefits? Is that what we're doing?
No, we're doing
Oh.
we're actually
No,
doing
plots.
a Chanel handbag.
Plots for plots.
But you can also, if
Tell us a
you
story
want
for
to
your
talk anything estate.
And where for
headstone.
people who are out there watching who aren't here, where can people find out about
Create your
Elaine.com.
Elaine.com.
Good
Yeah.
activation.
Amazing.
Yes.
The gummies are
Thank you.
kicking
Being
in.
on our show.
Thank you guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
What are we doing next, guys? All right.
Doing Rep Your Rep.
Wait a minute.
Doing a new segment.
I heard that we have a new segment.
New segment.
Wait, have we ever done this before, or is it a new segment?
It's
Yeah,
a
the
new
first
segment.
time for everything at
It's a new
Transform.
segment. What's
We're
it?
launching a new segment.
We're launching a new segment.
It's a new
We're
segment.
doing the new segment right here. What's it called?
It's called Rep Your Rec. And basically, we're giving employers and people who are looking for employees
Candidates.
the opportunity. Yeah, whatever.
Recruiting 101.
We're giving them the opportunity to come and find people for their jobs. It's amazing. Come
love it.
find candidates, post your jobs, and we'll shout out what you're looking for and who you're looking to hire. So that is the segment.
I love it.
And today, guys, we have
What's up? So good to see you. Yeah, I saw you in the corner there.
What's up?
I've
Hi.
never met you, but I've seen you.
Yes, Danielle.
Nice to
Nice to
meet
meet you.
Welcome to the
You ready for the new segment?
Segment. Let's do it.
Is it graphic time?
All right, so I'll hold this for you.
Let's go.
Okay, welcome, Enrique.
Hi.
Hi, Danielle. So nice to meet you.
Joel, nice to meet you.
Finally in person.
So, yeah, Adam. He doesn't
We'll
care.
see.
He doesn't
We'll
care.
see.
But
I'm sure it doesn't matter for him, but it's all right.
this is a big deal because this is the first time we're doing this segment. So
It's dropping.
thank you for being our guinea pig,
Uh-oh.
essentially. But
good.
it's called Rep Your Rec. And we invited you to basically tell us about a role that you have open, or maybe several. And also, let's just start with, what do you do?
Who am I?
Who are you?
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate all of you. My name is Enrique Ruiz. I am a solopreneur. I own my own recruiting company.
Legend.
Been recruiting.
You're in the good crew.
Thank you.
So many
Yes,
recruiters here.
I have big shoes to fill when I look up to you all. But yeah, I've been recruiting for about 15 plus years, but really my whole life. I used to connect like friends in elementary school to talk to each other. So I've always
Love
been
it.
connecting dots. And so now as an entrepreneur myself, I own Stream Recruiting, and mostly what I work on is engineering, marketing, design jobs. I have two different clients. The one that I'll talk about today is they're called an MEP design firm, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing design. It's what this building is, kind of how it's made, the electrical, plumbing, mechanical, plumbing, electrical, plumbing. I can't talk because I'm nervous, but
Don't be.
so the role is an MEP kind of senior level person that can design electrical or mechanical in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
The company's called KCL Engineering. They're an awesome firm, kind of medium-sized MEP firm. And yeah, they're looking for a senior level person in Phoenix to kind of really take their office to the next level.
And we're going to link the post on here so you can. It's going to be a QR code. And so I have a question for you, though. What's something that you're looking for in a candidate that's not on the job description? What are some characteristics?
You know, I call it the fine wine mix that every hiring manager wants in their people, right? They want someone that, for this company, they're really looking for someone that has the technical, the ability to do AutoCAD and Revit, and do all the design stuff really well at a high level. They also want someone that can do a little bit of the biz dev. So you gotta have that
The relationship building.
the connection, be able to talk to hiring managers, and then lead the people in the office. Be able to kind of grow the people within the office coming up under you.
So let me ask you this: with three recruiters here,
Yeah.
what question, when you're doing an intake, do you ask the hiring manager to really get to the crux of what they're looking for?
That's an awesome question. I love it. With my hiring managers, I'm pretty blunt, and I just say, listen, we all know that the difference between good and great is paper thin.
Yeah.
What is that difference to you?
Well, I like the way you positioned that.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna steal that from you.
And so for this role, what would that good to great be?
Yeah, I always use the anecdote example of when someone is a client, building that rapport in meetings, right? And that client might say, hey, my daughter's basketball game is tonight, or my kiddo's basketball game is tonight. The person that is able to connect the dot in the next meeting and say, hey, how was your daughter's basketball game?
Yeah.
Right, a little bit of humanism.
That kind of, because every other salesperson or client's going to just come in, get the thing done. But the person that's able to connect that human personal relation and be an expert level on the technical side and the engineering side, for sure. But being able to set yourself apart when it comes to like the relational stuff.
So with the MEP position too, what are the types of projects that they're going to be working on?
Man, Arizona's booming, as we all know. A lot of companies are moving there, and so there's all kinds of industrial, commercial.
A lot of data centers out there?
There's a lot of data centers out there.
Is this an on-site role?
The company is a hybrid company. They have offices all over the country, so they're hybrid. They're not like militaristic about these are the days.
Yeah. Well, it's for like MEP and consulting, you got to be on site.
Flex hybrid.
Yeah, with clients. And
Flexible
whatnot,
hybrid.
Yeah.
Chillax hybrid.
Chillax hybrid. Well, thank you so much for joining us and
Pleasure.
being our first guest on this segment.
Yeah, you got to say the segment loud now.
Live.
Rep your rec.
Rep your rec.
Is it
Rep your rec.
Here we go.
Let's not do that again.
Like a,
Love it. Oh,
Going down.
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Whoa. Where could folks find you? Where could they connect? Where can learn more?
man.
It's called The Plug, folks.
The plug.
Stream recruiting.
Yeah, mostly LinkedIn, Enrique Ruiz, Portland, and I'll
And
pop
Instagram and TikTok?
up. Instagram, sure. And yeah, so cool to meet you all. I hope we can talk later.
Yeah.
Come hang. Let's hang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Awesome.
it, man.
Hang with us here. Well, we
And
appreciate
cut.
you. Yes. Well, guys, I think we did it.
We did it.
It's been a great
Enrique,
time.
you,
It's been a great
closing it
show.
out with you.
Live for the first time, squad.
Well,
There we go.
we're not done yet. We're gonna leave everyone with some final thoughts here. We're gonna leave someone with some final thoughts here, guys. I don't know about you. I really
You're in
like
now.
doing this show live. I think
love
that's
it.
what it's all about. I think that's where the magic is. And this, the magic is live. I mean, people just walk right in front like nothing's happening over
Sorry.
here. No, we're just hanging out having couch over here. But this
That was
is the
$5
HR
grand for
Morning
that
Show. We
feature.
are Purple Acorn. We want to give a shout out to Erin. We want to give a shout out to Smart Recruiters and our entire production team. We got Ben, we got Melinda, we got White Evan, and I want to thank my squad over here. I got Danielle, I have Joel. We are live at Transform 2025. Follow us on LinkedIn.
Hey, we need
Purple Acorn.
2,000 followers by the end of the week. You got to follow.
Like, subscribe, share.
Evan told me I had to do that.
We have a busy day. Let's get to it. We appreciate
go.
everyone. This is the HR Morning Show, and we are out.